Hi guys, my name is Kavya Sharma and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are keeping safe and I hope you guys are taking care of your loved ones as well. Please leave your houses only if it's really urgent, only if it's an emergency, and wear your proper masks. This is the time we need to join hands and be careful of our actions. Alright, so today's video will be in the series that I started where I will be reading other people's work. The first video in that series was when I read Kamla Das's poems, and today I have a very special and a very favorite of mine poet whose poems I'm going to read, and it's none other than Rumi. So this is the book that I have, The Essential Rumi, translated by Coleman, and I don't know how many times I have read this book, I have reread this book, how many times I've gone through this time and again, because this is just a timeless beauty. So Rumi, or Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi, was a 13th century Persian poet. His works have been translated into various languages, and coming from personal experience, you just cannot get enough of Rumi. So today I'm going to read 10 soulful poems by none other than Rumi. Alright, so the first poem that I'm going to read is called Who Says Words with My Mouth? Who says words with my mouth? All day I think about it. Then at night I say it. Where did I come from and what am I supposed to be doing? I have no idea. My soul is from elsewhere. I'm sure of that. And I intend to end up there. This drunkenness began in some other tavern. When I get back around to that place, I'll be completely sober. Meanwhile, I'm like a bird from another continent sitting in this aviary. The day is coming when I fly off. But who is it now in my ear who hears my voice? Who says words with my mouth? Who looks out with my eyes? What is the soul? I cannot stop asking. If I could taste one sip of an answer, I could break out of this prison for drunks. I didn't come here of my own accord, and I can't leave that way. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. This poetry, I never know what I am going to say. I don't plan it. When I'm outside the saying of it, I get very quiet and rarely speak at all. The second piece of poetry that I'm going to read is I have 5 things to say. I have 5 things to say. The vacant lover speaks directly to the beloved. You are the sky my spirit circles in, the love inside love, the resurrection place. Let this window be your ear. I have lost consciousness many times, with longing for your listening silence and your life-quickening smile. You give attention to the smallest matters, my suspicious doubts and to the greatest. You know my coins are counterfeit, but you accept them anyway, my impudence and my pretending. I have 5 things to say, 5 fingers to give you your grace. First, when I was apart from you, this world did not exist, nor any other. Second, Whatever I was looking for was always you. Third, why did I ever learn to count to 3? Fourth, my cornfield is burning. Fifth, this finger stands for Rabia and this is for someone else. Is there a difference? Are these words or tears? Is weeping speech? What shall I do, my love? So he speaks and everyone around begins to cry with him, laughing crazily, mourning in the spreading union of lover and beloved. This is the true religion. All others are thrown away bandages beside it. This is the sema of slavery and mastery dancing together. This is not being. Neither words nor any natural fact can express this. I know these dancers. Day and night, I sing their songs in this phenomenal cage. My soul, don't try to answer now. Find a friend and hide. But what can stay hidden? Love's secret is always lifting its head out from under the covers. Here I am. The third piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called Does Sunset Sometimes Look? Does sunset sometimes look like the sun's coming up? Do you know what a faithful love is like? You're crying. You say you've burned yourself. But can you think of anyone who's not hazy with smoke? The fourth piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called Quietness. Quietness. Inside this new love, die. Your way begins on the other side, become the sky. Take an axe to the prison wall, escape. Walk out like someone suddenly born into color. Do it now. You're covered with thick cloud, slide out the side, die and be quiet. Quietness is the surest sign that you've died. Your old life was a frantic running from silence. The speechless full moon comes out now. The fifth piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called The Shape of My Tongue. The shape of my tongue. This mirror inside me shows. I can't say what, but I can't not know. I run from body, I run from spirit. I do not belong anywhere. I am not alive. You smell the decay? You talk about my craziness. Listen rather to the horn-played sanity I say. This Godhead on top of a devilish robe, do I look like someone you know? This dipper gourd full of liquid upside down and not spilling a drop. Or if it spills, it drops into God and rounds into pearls. I form a cloud over that ocean and gather spillings. When Shams is here, I rain. After a day or two, lilies sprout, the shape of my tongue. The sixth piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called The Mystery Does Not Get Clearer. The mystery does not get clearer by repeating the question, nor is it bought with going to amazing places. Until you've kept your eyes and your wanting still for 50 years, you don't begin to cross over from confusions. The seventh piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called Someone Digging in the Ground. Someone digging in the ground. An eye is meant to see things. The soul is here for its own joy. A head has one use for loving a true love. Legs to run after. Love is for vanishing into the sky. The mind for learning what men have done and tried to do. Mysteries are not to be solved. The eye goes blind when it only wants to see why. A lover is always accused of something. But when he finds his love, whatever was lost in the looking comes back completely changed. On the way to Mecca, many dangers. Thieves, the blowing sand, only camel's milk to drink. Still each pilgrim kisses the black stone there with pure longing, feeling in the surface the taste of the lips he wants. This talk is like stamping new coins. They pile up, while the real work is done outside by someone digging in the ground. The eighth piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called I Honor Those Who Try. I honor those who try to rid themselves of any lying, who empty the self and have only clear being there. The next piece of poetry that I'm going to read, the ninth one, is Cry out in your weakness. Cry out in your weakness. A dragon was pulling a bear into its terrible mouth. A courageous man went and rescued the bear. There are such helpers in the world who rush to save anyone who cries out. Like mercy itself, they run towards the screaming. And they can't be bought off. If you were to ask one of those, why did you come so quickly? He or she would say, because I heard your helplessness. Where lowland is, that's where water goes. All medicine wants is pain to cure. And don't just ask for one mercy. Let them flood in. Let the sky open under your feet. Take the cotton out of your ears, the cotton of consolations, so you can hear the sphere music. Push the hair out of your eyes. Blow the phlegm from your nose and from your brain. Let the wind breeze through. Leave no residue in yourself from that bilious fever. Take the cure for impotence, that your manhood may shoot forth and 100 new beings come out of your coming. Tear the binding from around the foot of your soul and let it race around the track in front of the crowd. Loosen the knot of greed, so tighten on your neck. Accept your new good look. Give your weakness to one who helps. Crying out loud and weeping are great resources. A nursing mother, all she does is wait to hear her child. Just a little beginning, whimper and she's there. God created the child, that is, your wanting, so that it might cry out, so that milk might come. Cry out. Don't be stolid and silent with your pain. Lament, and let the milk of love flow into you. The hard rain and wind that weighs the cloud has to take care of us. Be patient. Respond to every call that excites your spirit. Ignore those that make you fearful and sad, that degrade you back towards disease and death. The 10th and the last piece of poetry that I'm going to read is called If the beloved is everywhere. If the beloved is everywhere, the lover is a wheel. But when living itself becomes the friend, lovers disappear. I hope you guys enjoyed this, video and enjoyed Rumi's soulful poetry. This book has so many poems. Look, it's this big, it's this fat. I'd request you guys to read Rumi's poems if you haven't yet, because it'll just it'll just make you, something. It'll just give you that vibe, and it'll make you fall in love with poetry. Uh, Please do let me know if you have any other poets' suggestions that I should be reading out in my YouTube videos, other artists' work that you want me to consider and read, and I'd be more than happy. Thank you for all the love that you guys show me and have shown me this far. It means the world to me. With this, I take your leave and see you in the next video.